with the rise and use of drones, not just in war, but there's a lot of companies that are trying to do these giant drones that take people places. There's also a lot of unmanned drones. Is that still necessary for stick and rudder pilot skills? And the answer is,
do I really need an aviation degree, or really any degree, to get hired at a major airline, or is that outdated advice?
how do I deal with fear that creeps in between lessons when I'm not flying?
Should student pilots be learning to fly drones alongside their traditional training, or is that completely separate from their track?
Welcome to the Aviation Mentors Podcast, the podcast that takes your dreams of flight and turns it into reality.
Sponsored by Strass Financial, financing your flight training.
For pilots, by pilots. I'm Brandon Martini, a commercial pilot and flight instructor.
And I'm Carson Vasquez, I'm a private pilot.
Whether you're a seasoned pilot or beginner with dreams of flight,
Aviation Mentors is your source for expert insights, industry trends, and inspiring stories.
So fasten your seatbelts and prepare for this incredible journey through the skies.
And stay connected with us on social media for exclusive content.
And visit our website at www.aviationmentors.com and let us be your co-pilot on this adventure.
Welcome back, everybody, to another awesome and, of course, amazing episode of the Aviation Mentors Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. Carson tried to take my place today. He wanted to say my intro, and then I was going to steal his outro.
I cannot fit in. I cannot walk a mile in those size 9 shoes.
My feet got smaller after I lost weight, but they're not size 9, like 10 and a half. Yeah, it's okay. You'll get down a size in your shoe too.
I don't know. My feet are at the very end of these.
Your feet will get smaller. I'm telling you.
Lengthwise, they get smaller?
Yeah, that too, because your back of your foot gets skinnier. It's wild what happens.
Interesting.
Yeah. You lose 50 pounds and
25. Full 25.
I know you lose another 50 and you will go down a shoe size. It's a thing that happens.
Crazy.
All right. Well, we're not talking about shoe sizes and getting skinny today, although we are going to be talking about some hot topics right now.
So the question is, do I really need an aviation degree, or really any degree, to get hired at a major airline, or is that outdated advice?
Outdated advice with a caveat.
All right, go for it.
So do you need one? Is it actually required anymore? No, it's not. Back when I was learning to fly in 2014, it was required by all the major airlines, and there were even some regionals that would require it. But then regionals started taking it away because they needed pilots, the pilot shortage, and then it was no longer required. I will tell you this, if you don't have it, eventually you might need it. So if you get to an airline let's just say 2 years from now, you start today, and the airline hiring conditions change, you might need a degree again because things are changing. Things always change in the airline industry, and I can't predict that part of it. I mean, maybe there's some other people in the hiring departments that might be able to, but the answer is it is outdated advice. You don't need it today, but will you need it in 2 years or 4 years from now if you're just getting started?
Potentially, because they have been known to change and kind of flip-flop on this one.
Yeah, they have, but it's been very consistent over the past several years that it is no longer necessary. But here's a good question. If you have 2,000 hours and you've got a couple hundred hours jet time, and somebody else has 2,000 hours, a couple hundred hours jet time, and both of you have ATP ratings, you both do fantastic in the interviews, but one of you has a 4-year degree and one of you doesn't. Which one are you going to pick?
4-year degree.
Of course,
All
things being the same.
Yeah.
Now, granted, are all things being the same usually going to happen? Probably not. Hours might be the same.
Different types of hours.
Different types of hours might be the same.
One might interview differently.
Yeah, I think that it's normally going to be personality.
Yeah, I do think it's a little bit of a silly thing to have as a mandatory requirement because you're not going to be using that degree. You're going to be using your flight hours, your experience and training, and all of those things.
And yeah, I mean,
you've sunk thousands of hours into learning how to fly, learning the ground, learning all the concepts. That's what the interview is going to focus on. That's just a box to check.
Well, the interview is going to focus on a lot of different things, and that's only one little tiny thing the interview will focus on. But you don't need it today. If you have the opportunity to get it, I would get it at the same time. I know there's there's a few companies out there you can take your hours and it counts towards like 2 years of a degree. I would do that if I were you. and just do it simultaneously while you're getting all your hours, literally you can be done with flight training and a 4-year degree in 2 years, like a bachelor's degree with all your flight training in 2 years if you're doing it all full time. Just do that. Then you're covered. It doesn't cost that much more. It's like another, I mean, it costs a lot of money, but it's like another 35 grand. Think about it in the scheme of things. 35 grand when you're going to make like, I don't know, $4 to $8 million over your career. 35 grand isn't that much money.
No, drop in the pocket. It just hurts. It's called startup cost, and it hurts.
Yeah. I mean, I get the keys to my wine bar tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. You know which my startup costs are on that thing? It's
35 grand.
Yeah, it's not 35 grand. It's almost 10 times that.
That's insane.
Not quite 10
Just to be
times.
able to pour wine.
Just be able to pour wine and serve food. It's crazy.
Oh, it's got to be so cool, though.
I can't wait. On a little side note real quick. Yes, my famous charcuterie boards will be there. If any of you want to see what my charcuterie boards look like, they're pretty gorgeous.
It is better than the ones you'll see on TikTok. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
The
can't
first time
believe-
Brandon made a charcuterie board, I was expecting him to just throw some like deli meat on a platter and some deli cheese.
Unknown.
No, he got all the fancy meats and cheese, cut them up nicely, made little shapes, made the little flowers. And the little flowers were like the least impressive thing about the board.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh man,
I mean, my boards do. Yeah, they do.
they don't suck.
They don't say.
Suck.
So we're going to be selling those boards. They are not cheap though. Like the big ones that are like, I don't know, like 30 inches wide, 30 inches by like 14 inches. Those things are gonna be like $250 or something.
It's a lot of meat and cheese.
I mean, it's a ton of meat and
It's a
cheese.
lot of meat and cheese.
It's an appetizer for 8 people or 10 people. So I actually got a compliment the other day. Somebody walked in to a party, like a family party we went to, and they said, "Oh, who made this? Like, where'd you buy this at? This is really, really nice. I would like to get one of these." and then
Solera.
yeah, and then I said, "Oh, this place called Solera in Seal Beach." No, I didn't say that, but then a couple other people piped in and was like, "Oh, Brandon made this." They were like, "Brandon made this or Brandon bought this?" Made this.
I've watched him make it. I
Yeah.
didn't believe it at first.
And the funny part is I did that one in like, I don't know. It was a big board. Like, it was a round one, maybe
Family size.
24 inches, like round. It was huge. It was huge. And I did that one in like 30 minutes or something, which was really fast for me. So it wasn't even like my nicest one that I would ever make.
They're so good.
And it came out amazing. So, well, probably enough about talking about charcuterie. This isn't the
Charcuterie show.
charcuterie show. There's so many people that don't want to say that word. It's unbelievable. They say all sorts of things. Charcuterie. I've heard it all. It's terrible. It's going to bug me the most when I open up the bar. All right. So I like this one. Should I be studying with other students or solo study to be more effective?
Both. Absolutely both. So
both.
I think solo study is huge to learn the concepts initially. Yeah, when you're going over ground school and you're completing your online course or paper course if you're old school. Old. And then any questions you have while you're doing ground school and any concepts you know well while you're doing ground school, so both sides of the show, mark them down. Just simple notes as you go on. I don't understand this. I do understand this really well. And then meet up with other student pilots and you have a list. You have things that you can help them with to understand and things that they can help you understand. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah, I would fully agree, but also make sure that you're not teaching each other the wrong things. If somebody's trying to teach you about something, have them show their work. If somebody is trying to show you how to write a flight plan and they're calculating it all,
That's a good point.
show your work.
If someone says their E6B calculation and you guys are both student pilots,
Do it together. Check both of them. Look at one E6B and the other E6B. And fact check it. If you both come up with the same answer, probably right. If you got a third person there, then it's like
trust but verify.
trust but verify. Yeah.
What apps beyond ForeFlight are actually worth paying for as a student pilot?
None of them.
None of them. ForeFlight is very all-inclusive for a good reason. They were the first ones to really do this and do this right and widely used, most supported. And I've never had an issue with ForeFlight.
I will say there's a caveat to this. Maybe it's not none of them. Other EFBs might be cheaper and still good, by the way. So I'm not downplaying any of that. I don't use any of the other ones, but I've seen them all. And honestly, I'll probably check out new ones this year. I've used ForeFlight for a long time, but now I have my whole logbook integrated with them. So it's kind of a little harder to do to leave.
Which is the point.
Which is the point, which is why they did it. But you can export the data and import it elsewhere. But there's probably a few others that might actually be worthwhile, and they are ground school. I would say any apps that are ground school apps or Shepard Air.
Oh, Shepard Air. Pay for it.
That one's worth it.
You have to earn the privilege, I would always say, to use Shepard Air. Private pilot, there's no Shepard Air support.
They don't have it. It doesn't exist, which is
think.
great. You do have to earn the privilege.
Yeah, and then after that, you're just trying to pass the tests. It's not a replacement for ground school.
At all.
Should never be.
And I know there's people who own ground school companies that hate Shepard Air's philosophy, and they think it's a disservice to the community. And I partially agree with them.
It's
I know
a disservice to the stupid FAA paper pusher test. I hate that test.
It's a terrible test. It teaches you some things, but it really doesn't teach you very much. Why do I need to know when I take my CFI test, why do I need to know helicopter aerodynamics? I'm not going to be teaching helicopter aerodynamics in ground school. I'm not going to.
I have a question on helicopters. We'll get to it later.
Okay. So I think we're pretty much done with this question anyway. So I would say Shepard Air, ground school apps. I know there's a few of them that are out there.
Flashcard apps to memorize.
Brainscape. Brainscape's a good one too.
What's Brainscape?
Ooh, Brainscape's awesome. Except for it didn't help me teach or pass my wine test, which I'm taking again on May 4th. Yes.
8th time's a charm.
4th time. Yeah, Brainscape is it's an app with flashcards.
Okay, nice. My generation uses Quizlet. Or used Quizlet last time I checked.
Oh, that was an older generation. I actually go with the Gen Alphas now. I run with the young ones.
I would not
galloping
I would cut that
galloping through life.
I would cut those words out.
running with it.
I would not say I'm running with the youngins. No. I would cut that out.
No, it's not cut. Staying in.
No, cut.
It's not.
Cut.
Next, how do I deal with fear that creeps in between lessons when I'm not flying?
I read that as how do I deal with creeps in between lessons when I'm not flying. There's a lot of fear that comes in, and
Carson, no one's hitting on you.
I have never had that. Oh, I did one time, but that's not for this.
No, Carson, you probably just don't know how to see the signs.
Huh. Yeah, I missed all the signs from Maddie for a long time.
See? Told you. All right.
Anyway, there's a lot of fear that comes in, especially in between lessons, and especially when you're not flying for a week or two at a time. You get back in the cockpit and you're like, oh man, what did I forget? Things are feeling off. Your normal flow from when you fly 3 to 5 times a week. For everything from all your checklists and your pre-flight especially. And then you don't fly for a week or two. And you come back, and the general experience is that you're going to miss something on your flow that you wouldn't have when you're flying consistently. And the biggest thing to understand is that flying is a perishable skill, but it's not that perishable, especially after you have 40 to 80 hours under your belt. A lot of these things are starting to become muscle memory, and everything. Like, you should see Brandon run his pre-flight checklist. He does it so quickly, but very thorough still. That's because he's done it so many times the muscle memory is built. So you're going to forget little things. It's not something to be afraid of. That's just something that the muscle memory is not built in yet. But, I mean, I didn't fly for a little bit. Then how did I do on my checkout flight?
You did pretty good. I mean, you were nervous.
Yeah.
You were unsure
I had
of yourself.
That same exact fear.
Yeah. But you got in. You felt good after. Everything went pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean,
not too shabby.
It wasn't bad. I wouldn't say bad at all, but it wasn't
perfect.
Wasn't perfect, but it wasn't bad. So that kind of goes into the next one also. Should I tell my CFI if I'm experiencing training related anxiety, or should I just keep it to myself and bottle it all up? Guess how I feel about that. Bottle it up for sure. Yeah. No, you need to tell your CFI if you're not sure about something. I will tell you this, and I've told this a few times on this podcast, obviously, that if you are experiencing this training related anxiety, you definitely need to tell your CFI. I was deathly afraid of stalls. That was the first thing I was afraid of. We talked about that on like episode 2 or 3 or something.
They put you in a couple stalls back to back to back to back.
back to back to back to back. Maybe not back to back, but I was like holding on to the O blank bar and I couldn't find it because there wasn't one in my Cepheson 172. And that was not a good experience.
No, but it's exposure therapy, right?
It is. It is.
And any anxiety you're having already puts you at risk on the I'm safe checklist. So the person you're flying with should definitely know about it.
Yeah.
And then the CFI is there to help you. All these training-related anxiety things are things that every other pilot has already gotten over. And it's a lot easier to teach from experience when that CFI has probably also experienced the same thing and gotten over it.
I would agree. Fully agree.
You know what time it is, Carson?
Time's up, Brandon.
It's time to talk about one of our favorite companies.
Which company would that be?
Aviation Mentors is excited to be sponsored by the one and only Stratus Financial, dedicated to supporting the next generation of future aviators.
You know, Stratus Financial really understands the financial challenges that students face in pursuing their aviation dreams. That's why they offer student loans specifically tailored to aspiring pilots.
With competitive rates and flexible repayment plans, Stratus Financial helps take your aviation education to new heights.
So go visit their website today at www.stratus.finance. Just to be clear, that is not .com, it's .finance. And embark on your journey towards a sky full of possibilities.
Carson, it's time to get back to what we do best.
The show.
The show.
All right. Next question I've got for us, Carson. And I'm kind of interpolating this question, but with the rise and use of drones, not just in war, because we're seeing that in the Middle East, obviously, that's on everything, but also in unmanned systems when we're talking about there's like these new companies like Joby is trying to do, I mean, I think they're trying to do manned, but there's a lot of like companies that are trying to do these giant drones that take people places. But there's also a lot of unmanned drones, right? Is that still necessary for stick and rudder pilot skills? And the answer is
I
yes.
think more so.
What's really interesting is there's a company called General Atomics, and they're a military contractor, and they actually fly a lot of the missions. And then so there'll be General Atomic contractors that actually fly the drones, and then when they need to go drop a bomb or something, they actually sit up, move out of the way. A military person comes in because they're the only ones that can legally kill somebody, I guess. And then they click drop bomb and it drops the bomb. They stand up. Then the person sits back down and starts flying. The sensor operator, who's another person who's like a second part of the crew, will be able to watch that whole thing happen and you'll watch something blow up. So those are civilian jobs.
Yeah, they fly the drone to where the mission needs to take place and then get out of the way. And the military does their thing, then they come back and take that drone back home.
Yeah.
And they do it remotely from far away.
And they even do training missions in the high desert here on the way to
One
Vegas.
just crashed.
No way. One of the people?
No, one of the drones,
One of the drones.
which is a good reason. And the way General Atomics does this is they'll have an unmanned or manned drone that goes and flies. And I don't know what regulation this is, but I remember talking to a couple of the General Atomics guys, and their job was to be in the chase plane. They would follow the drone around, and there's something that says
It was
whenever
like a
it's in,
bonanza or something. Yeah.
whenever it's in a civilian airspace, it has to be followed by a human. So they have a plane flies right behind the drone and follows it. And a couple weeks ago, if not this week, one of the drones crashed in Napa Valley.
No way. It's got to be something with Part 107, by the way, because you need to have eyes on a drone at all times when you're flying it. So that would make sense.
Yeah, it was interesting. So I don't know where, when, but I saw it on Instagram somewhere.
Wow. Well, that's terrible.
Inexpensive.
But needless to say, if you're flying a big one of those big drones, those like Reaper drones and stuff, you're going to need stick and rudder skills. You're still flying that
Probably
plane.
more so because you're not actually feeling the plane, right? There's no haptic feedback that you get.
Yeah, you're not feeling it. That's true. Maybe
So-
there is haptic feedback. I have no idea.
You think their seats, they can fly by the seat of their pants?
Probably not. Probably not. But that is kind of that probably is interesting. So how about we go to number 2 on that list as well and kind of talk about that? I don't think it has anything to do with learning to fly per se, but I think it's
No,
an interesting
okay.
thing.
The question is, should student pilots be learning to fly drones alongside their traditional training, Or is that completely separate career track?
It has nothing to do, and you will learn no skills except for airspace and ground. Actually, airspace and ground.
Yeah.
If you go get your Part 107 prior
I think a lot
to
of people
becoming a
also
private pilot,
just buy a DJI drone, start flying it until they ignore it.
they can, but they can't. If they fly it commercially, they can't do that.
No, but I think someone can just buy one of the little $300 pocket-sized drones, and they can just do whatever they want with it.
They can.
The
They
app
can't
won't
go fly
let
it
you,
for work.
but no.
That's what I mean.
Oh,
Part 107, commercial drones.
Part 107 is also private. I have my private Part 107.
You're wrong. There's no such thing as private 107.
There's only one kind of drone license?
All right, so now I'm hoping we leave this in. So Carson's telling me that there is a private 107 and a commercial
I
107.
didn't have to take a written test.
Because yes, you did, Carson. You took a little written test and you took it,
The little one online?
the little one online with 25 questions that you can click back on. Yes, that one. Set of regulations for commercial or non-recreational purposes in the U.S.
But it's recreational.
Non-recreational. You're not using it when you're flying your drone outside. You're only using it if you're getting hired by somebody. That's all that Part 107 is. So you can go get hired by somebody and go fly it. That's what Part 107 is for. Newsflash, everybody. If you want to get your Part 107 or you want to go fly drones, you only need a Part 107 if you want to go fly commercially, a drone commercially. And you can do that with a private pilot certificate or no private pilot certificate, but a full Part 107 certificate, which would require you to go to ground school and take a written test. If you are already a private pilot or better, all you have to do is go on the FAA's website, go to FAAsafety.gov, take their test, put an IACRA application, have somebody verify that you took the test and verify your identity, verify that you had, I'm doing this all off of memory from a long time, verify you've had a BFR recently, and you can upload all of that. CFI signs off, you sign off on IACRA, boom, temporary Part 107 certificate comes your way, and a new piece of plastic will come in the mail in, 6 to 8 weeks.
How do you keep all this knowledge? A wise one.
Because I'm great. No, so I've done this for so many years. I mean, I've learned all of this. I've taught people how to do this. And yeah, we could have called this Aviation Nerds.
That was on the list.
It was. It didn't like the ring of it, though. And just, I know since we're on this diatribe, I love that word. You have to be at least 16 years old, be able to read, write, and speak and understand English. I don't understand why they would put understand English if you could read, write, and speak it. But I just understand.
I know plenty of people that can read, speak, and write, but they cannot understand what I say back to them.
I guess you're totally right. Like I said, you have to pass the test, or you need to do what I said. So, but you can do a maximum altitude of 400 feet AGL or higher.
What's the difference between
If-
AGL and MSO?
Above ground level and above mean sea level.
Interesting. And what does the altimeter on our plane say?
It shows pressure altitude corrected. If you adjust it'll show pressure altitude if it's at 2992, and then it shows your actual altitude over mean sea level if it's corrected with the Coulson window. Now Carson's trying to dig in my CFI brain pretty deep, and I'm like, come on, guy.
So when it's telling me my speed,
Oh no, I'm not getting into speeds right now. I would have to brush up on
but it's telling me
the
my
multiple
speed.
kinds of airspeed, but I can tell you ground speed versus airspeed and
What are these little V's?
V speeds means velocity speed.
What?
Well, with that all being said, I think we call it a day.
ADHD's getting the best. of
I
us.
know a little bit. Well, thank you, everybody. As a reminder, Aero Summit is coming up May 20th through 22nd at the JW Marriott Turnberry in Aventura, Florida. That is right outside of Miami Beach. I am
Right
hoping we will see you there. Right outside. I mean, it's like, 10-minute Uber away from Miami Beach. It's going to be a blast. I cannot wait to see you guys there and gals there. We're going to have lots of amazing speakers. We're going to have lots of airlines there in case you're looking for future jobs. We're also going to have all the vendors that a flight school would ever want to talk to, and also just pilots would want to talk to as well. It's going to be a fantastic show. Last year was a screaming success in Vegas. This year will be just as much. Also, if you want to come play golf with me and Carson, please let us know. We would love to have you. We're going to be on 2 separate foursomes. So if you are an Aviation Mentors, yeah, I know I don't want to golf with them this time. If you are an Aviation Mentors fan and you'd like to come golf with us, sign up for the golf tournament. Come golf with us. And yeah, Carson might hit you with the ball. But it'd be a blast to have you there and get to know some of our listeners and fellow pilots, of course. And as always, if you'd like to reach out to us, you can reach us on our emails, brandon@aviationmentors.com, Carson @ or producer Mark. It is producer @ Please make sure you follow us or like our stuff on LinkedIn. It is the best way to get a hold of us, to be honest, better than emails. I respond to stuff on LinkedIn a little faster than anything else.
I've been adding the people that are reaching out to me on LinkedIn. And I just got to 500 connections, which is that magic number on LinkedIn where it doesn't really show any more than that.
Oh, really?
Noel said to me, he's like, dude, you just hit 500 connections.
I don't want to tell you how many connections I have.
I don't want to know, but I hit that number where it now says 500 plus connections.
I'm very proud of you.
Like, oh, that's cool.
Very proud of you.
Made a lot of good ones.
I think I'm at 6,000 followers on LinkedIn right
What?
now. Yeah. People listen
You
to
didn't
me.
need to say that. You could have just left it a good job, Carson.
Yeah,
You know some cool people.
I mean, good job, but I'm better. I'm just kidding, everybody. Well, thank you so much for listening. Like I said, don't forget to hit like, follow, subscribe, share, all the things you just do on social media. It really helps grow our aviation community and, of course, grow the podcast. We can help more people. So thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, everyone. This is a fun one. As wrap up for the day, remember, here to guide you in your aviation journey. So fly safe and enjoy the ride.